So funny. Good morning, Cheryl.
Good morning. How are you?
Here's to you. Coffee and a podcast with Cheryl and Iris.
She didn't give me a chance, people. Look at you.
Control freak that I am.
Maybe that's a topic for mini podcast.
Yeah, a mini on that one.
Yeah, look at you. You're all, these are corduroy.
Yeah,
I didn't realize they're corduroy.
Corduroy.
Wow.
Bright pink. I'm ready for.
You are ready, and the pink is really beautiful with the blonde hair. Oh my gosh.
I don't like spring, but I'm ready for it. I don't like spring because I have allergies.
Yeah.
But I love all the beautiful flowers. And,
I
love looking at them.
Beautiful in the Pacific Northwest.
Yes.
I don't know where you people are watching from, but we have blue skies today, which is great because a couple days ago we had, I don't know if you guys had it, but we had torrential hail and it was actually scary driving.
We did a couple
really
weeks
scary
ago,
driving.
But yeah.
We did this past week.
Really?
It was 2 days ago. Yeah.
It's amazing what those clouds bring over and dump on us.
And then it turns sunshiny, and then I'm like, and then it goes back to it's just been I think when they say, isn't it April comes in like
April showers?
Well, bring May flowers, and then it's like goes in as a lamb and what is it?
I
goes
don't
in.
know
I can't
this
remember
one.
now. I can't remember. I'm on.
Now I'm gonna want to know what that means.
Comes in like wears in like something goes out like a lamb. Like comes in like a lion, I think, and goes out like a lamb.
Well, I didn't
That's what
know
they
that.
talk about the weather, and I don't know if that's April or May. But then there's April showers bring May flowers.
Right. That's what I've heard. Well, actually, I didn't know it brought May flowers, but it makes perfect sense.
Yeah. Those are just probably school kid. I'm not even gonna wake people.
Well,
so
Pacific
hopefully I can get through
that's
this.
Where we are. We're outside of Seattle, and my God, I drive here, and I'm about 45 minutes away, and it's the most beautiful drive.
I'm grateful that she drives
you
that far.
See all the mountains.
Oh yeah, and the Pilchuck.
and just insanely beautiful.
The Cascades.
We're so lucky. I'm so grateful.
And don't get me wrong. I love the non-Sundays, but the sun gives me energy. But when it's beautiful out, there's no better place to be than the Pacific Northwest. To me, when it's beautiful out, because you've got, like you said, you've got the mountains, you've got that snow, and it's a bright day. You have the ocean, the sound, and all.
Just the ocean to me.
Yeah, it's fed. Those are fed, from.
Well, it is the ocean. I mean, it's interesting. When I
ocean.
moved here from Los Angeles many years ago, I honestly thought I was going to live at the beach. Geographic.
You thought when you moved here?
Yeah, and I'm
I
got here and I'm like,
where's the beach?
Where's the beach? On the map, it looks like it's on the coast, and it is on the coast, but it's not the same
Alki Beach,
as
but I don't,
being in Malibu.
Yeah, no.
And I was like
totally
so
different.
confused. I was like. And then I would have to drive like a couple hours to get past Aberdeen out there to the beach. It's like beach.
Yeah.
But I mean, we can still access it here. The
great thing, there's little pockets that'll have sandy beaches, and then you've got Alki Beach.
Right.
And, you can go down to the waterfront, which is different, but there's a lot of different places.
And we have a lot of islands here, which is really pretty. And when I first moved
to go to them.
Okay, we're going.
I mean, there's like Vashon Island.
Yeah.
You tell the islands.
I've been on Vashon.
Jetty.
I've been what?
Jetty Island is over in.
Don't know that one.
It's over in Everett.
What?
Alex
Let's do it.
Yeah, but go ahead.
I want to go. Let's go. And there's also Guaymas Island off of Anacortes. I want to go.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's the other more popular ones, the San Juan, Friday Harbor.
Whidbey.
Well, I've been to Whidbey a bunch.
But I haven't.
Camino, and a lot of people are super impressed, and a lot of celebrities go there to retire. But I'm like, I'm not connected to it for some reason. I just not feeling it.
Yeah.
We have Alki Beach in West Seattle.
Oh, we were just there last weekend, and it's
so
beautiful. It's
good boardwalk.
So packed though.
We don't have a lot of boardwalks here to walk, and that's a good one to go to.
That is a great one.
When I first moved here, I was always in search of, I took the ferry over from Tacoma a lot over to Vashon Island, and I would drive.
Oh, that's where Vashon is, way down over there?
Yeah.
Sally and Norma Islands are people.
And, I mean, you can get there from Seattle, too. It's just across the water. They have a ferry. But, and then Bainbridge Island, which I think is part of another island. that you can get to. I don't know. Some of them are connected, some are not. But we take a lot of ferries around here. It's really beautiful.
That's going to be fun because what we'll end up doing is probably doing either a podcast or just a fun day. Something else in there. Now that the weather's starting to transition.
Oh, fun day.
Yeah, we can do a fun day. And we do a fun, video for everybody.
We can do it on ship that, because they have you go up, you park your car, you go up, and you sit there and we'll
the ferries
just be
recording. The other ones, yeah. No, that would be fun. I remember I did a recording on my Facebook going over to the ferry.
You did? That was beautiful.
And that was at night and scary, and I was so So, but no, that would be fun. That would be a lot of fun. So we have to do that.
Today, yes, let's do that. Today I have this.
I was going to say, you're matching.
I know.
She's matching.
My boss/colleague gave me this, and she's so sweet.
Oh, that is very sweet.
I love it. I think it was for Valentine's Day, but I think it goes
every
with
day
Valentine's Day
Valentine's
and spring.
Day.
Exactly. And I love hearts, and I just thought that was nice.
Yeah,
thank you.
And look at it, it's just so funny how it matches up so well.
Yeah.
With you. Just
I am ready for bright colors. I love.
Oh, me too. I'm a little doom and gloom today. Just grabby.
I live in.
I love camo.
I live in black, so it's nice when I can wear other colors. So.
Oh, sure. Yeah, because I wear a lot of black too. I'm just sporting my. It says dog person. My little cute little. Doggy little cup.
So cute.
So yeah, and I love the coral color inside. It's really cute. Another spring color.
Another spring color.
Mm-hmm.
Coral's a fun color too.
It is.
Yeah.
So
how are you doing otherwise?
Good. Just ready for spring.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah.
All right.
So I've got an interesting one today.
You do? Who's that?
Well, just a moment, and you have Danny Trejo. Yo, how are you?
So awesome.
How are you doing today, miss?
You are so clever. Oh my God. That's
love
awesome.
Danny Trejo. So he is very well known.
Yeah.
For his.
Is that a real tattoo?
That's a real tattoo.
Really?
Yeah.
Where do you see that? That's beautiful.
Mexican, there's a sombrero and the Mexican.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So, there's a lot about him, and he's actually written 12 books.
He has?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow,
so, a lot of people, do you know who he is?
I just discovered who. Well, I saw him in an episode of Monk the other night. I was watching Monk reruns, and I saw him, and he always plays the bad guy.
Wonder why? Doesn't he have such an angelic face? Doesn't And you hit it right on the nail on the head. So he is known for that. The deep lines, the draw. The tough masculine look.
Yeah.
So, it'd be hard for him to play the other roles. Not that he hasn't, because in my research, he actually is in he's in Spy Kids. He's actually playing a bad guy.
Right.
But he's been voices in the Muppets and different
more of a
shows.
Bad guy.
Yeah. So he has an amazing story. He actually is going to turn 80 in April. So he was born in 1944, May 16th.
In May he'll be.
Yeah, so in May 80. he'll be 80.
Okay.
So he was born. My sources are the Wikipedia. So he was born to Mexican American parents. Yeah, I love Wikipedia. And Dolores Rivera King. She was born in 1918 and died in. Well, they're two different sources, either in 1998 or 2013, somewhere in there from what I'm understanding. And then there's, I do not know how, it's Diana Soto, but I don't know.
Dionisio.
I'm not quite sure, but Dan, in parentheses, Trejo. So he was born in 1922 and died in 1981. And he was a construction worker, and he kind of was a little bad boy too.
That was his pop?
So that was his papa. Yeah, mama and papa. He is the only child that I can tell. And Danny was the result, actually, of an external marital affair. Extraterrestrial. Extramarital affair.
Extra.
I know.
Cute.
Her husband was away fighting in World War II.
Right.
And there came Danny. But, not that I condone having affairs, but I'm really glad that we have Danny, because Danny,
That's right.
A very inspiring story and just what he's been doing. So,
Really?
yeah, he also has a maternal half-sister, but never saw neither of them, nor Dolores, from 1949 to 1965, because his father had banned Dolores from seeing him after Trejo's, his arm had gotten hurt in her care. So he's like, nope, you can't see him. So from that period of time, from 49 to 65, she wasn't allowed to see him.
Okay.
So this is the sad part. Since she wasn't able to see him, he was hooking up with all of his dad's side of family, like 11 aunts and uncles.
Right.
And that's when he met Gilbert, which was 16 years older than him. Oh. And that was bad. So Gilbert, very, very tough, very gang-oriented type of personality, into drugs. And unfortunately, at the age of 8, he ends up like almost ODing from a fix, and I want to say it was heroin. I skipped ahead. That his great uncle Gilbert had given him.
Gilbert was his great
Gilbert,
uncle.
Yep. So before I get into that though, so Danny was abused by his father. I think during that time and a lot of stress and stuff like that attributed to that. Danny, it sounds like he was a handful. His dad didn't know kind of how to handle him.
But never an excuse.
So never an excuse. That is very, very correct. So shortly after Danny's birth, they lived in Texas but fled to LA because his father was wanted for stabbing a man.
Ooh.
So you can see he's not being brought up in the best environment. So, but this is the great that comes at the end from the tragic beginning. So like you said, never letting your past or history define who you are, rise above it.
That's right.
So, after a year, his dad turned him in. He turned himself in. He turned himself into the place after running for a year. So yeah, he decided. So he did have a change of heart there, which was great. So like we were saying, he is known for his distinctive look. And I didn't look up. I was going to look up what the acne was. So he has, you might know, it's cystic acne. What is that? Cystic acne. Mm-hmm. So he has scarring from that. Yeah. And he has scarring from doing boxing. So you can see this is where the acne was right here. And then just the scarring. And he has just that heavy line face, like they're saying. No, nothing negative. That's just, this face has made him over $16 million. So it's, he's not he's doing very, very well for himself. Then he's known for that mustache,
He's a great character.
He's a great character. He's very passionate. You might not have known this. He's very passionate about the Rams, Los Angeles Rams.
No, I didn't know that.
So, he said he claims that when he was a child, he used to sneak in past the security. Yeah. And he used to go watch the games.
That's fun.
So, in the Coliseum. So, I think that's very, very cool.
That is very cool.
So,
not that we condone,
sneaking in,
but I think it's kind of cool.
Well, I think back then it was a lot different too. Yeah. And now the reason why we have heavy security is all the stupid things that people do.
Exactly.
So that's very, very, very upsetting. So, I'm just going to give a little background history and then just an overline of his life, and then I'm just going to get into some things. So he had a lot of spouses, and so he this is from him what he says. He goes, "I have tried to make amends with the women I've been involved was simply because it was not their fault. I was broken. So if you look at these timelines, they were like, he was, and they don't give last names. Laura, he was with her from 1962 to 1965. Then Debbie from 1971 to 1975. Then Joanne, 1975 to 1978.
He had like a 3 to 4 year pattern.
And then Debbie from 1997 to 2008. But then he had women on the side. So he, and we'll get into why he was down that path. So there was also Diane Moulton. He did not marry her, but he had their child Danny from her, and he was with her from 1973. So you can see he was already with Debbie and Joanne to 1983. So he went back and forth with her. And then there was Connie Cromie. He did not marry her either. And that's where Gilbert and Danielle come from. So, and they were together from 1986 to 1987. So again, do the math.
Right.
You know, he was by himself, parted with her. And then actually he was by himself with her, because from 78 to 97, he was just doing his thing. But with the other one, he was married when he was with her. Danny has 3 children. He has Danny Boy, they call him Trejo. He's an actor and director. He was born in 1981. They have Daniela. She is, she is an actress. And I didn't go into detail with the children, but she's born in 1990. And Gilbert Trejo, which I found interesting. Now I know why he's named Gilbert, but I'm like, why would you name him Gilbert? So Gilbert changed that around, and 1988 is when he was born. So Danny started using marijuana, heroin, cocaine by the ages of 8, 12, and 18.
So sad.
That is so sad. But again, that's because his uncles, he's in that environment, and he doesn't have a role model. He doesn't have his mom. He doesn't. His dad is out, not doing good stuff. So his uncle was the one that introduced him to all 3 of those, and that's where it talks about he was responsible for getting almost overdosing on his first fix of heroin. So, and then at the age of 7, he's out there doing drug deals at the age of 7. So, and they're back, and I want to say they're back in LA at this point in time. And they were in, I have it in here somewhere. They were in Texas, and then they moved to LA. And you guys know LA is just a rough area to be in. So
I don't know. I lived there.
Well, there's pockets.
Years. Then it was rough, but one area that he did live in, I love, and it's a unique area, is Echo Park.
Right. That's in my notes here. He did live in Echo Park. So she was doing some reading, I think.
Well, I just try to get, like.
No, it's great. She might have picked up something I don't know.
No, I don't know a lot about people, so I just do a little bit of. A tiny bit of looking.
Yeah, no, I think that's awesome. And then he was first arrested at the age of 10. Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
And then his first incarceration was in 1956. So through the 60s, his life consisted of in and out of jail, in and out. And it stints in the California prison. So he's actually served time in San Quentin, Folsom, Soledad.
I didn't know that.
It's going to be Spanish. Vacaville, and not Susanville. That changed. And then Sierra. So he's been in all these, but the big one, San Quentin, that's a very dangerous prison.
Oh my God, there's so many details.
Oh, I know. And in 1961, he actually met Charles Manson, and he talks about him being a dirty, scruffy, creepy, schizophrenic kind of person.
Yeah.
So while he was in the San Quentin prison, while he was also in San Quentin prison in 1966, his heroin use was exacerbated shortly after. So what he would do while he was in prison, he would be the debt collector. Are you going to say no to him? You're going to go, I didn't say no to him. I'm like, sure.
Take my money.
Take my money. And again, no disrespect, but he has that presence of being tough. Yeah. But underneath, he's not going to tell you. He's a teddy bear. He's actually, he really is, he's got a really sensitive, fun side. And that comes out later again in his life. But you got to understand, he didn't know what he was doing.
Right.
He didn't know it was
Who does?
Who does?
Who among us knows what we're doing?
Exactly. I don't know what I'm doing. So he would be the debt collector. He would be the drug dealer. He would also be often, it says, participating in or witnessing acts of serious violence, including murder. Oh. So that's not setting a scene. And there's a whole other spot that I didn't get into because he, now I can't even remember what the book or the movie was. They were going to be doing a movie, and I have to double check to see if this came up because I didn't see it in 135 movies this man's been in. Where since he treads so well, and I'm scrolling for a moment, he treads so well of having the massive respect from the gang. Because his father was affiliated, not father, his uncle Gilbert was affiliated with them. So since he had strong respect, they had strong respect for Gilbert. Naturally, Danny, when he was in prison, they're like, oh, that's his nephew. So we've got
they had some credit.
Yeah, he has some credit. So, but where was I scrolling with that? He just lost my whole. Oh, so. They were wanting Danny to do this movie, and he's like, ugh, like saying the life of what happened. And he does have some movies on that, and he's like, the way you guys written it, he's read the whole script. He's like, no, because this is all wrong. And then he's like, I don't know, I don't feel comfortable enough doing that because. You got to understand, even though the people are locked up, they still have people on the outside.
That's right. Yeah.
So, but he was well respected on both sides. So that I've got to see how that went because he had to actually go to the people in prison and say, this is what they're planning on doing on your guys' lives. And what are your thoughts? And so he was a strong mediator between prison and the executives that wanted to run this movie. So he has massive respect. So he never became a gang member though. So the one thing that Gilbert did say, the one good thing that Gilbert said, and I'm sure there's other good qualities. I didn't recap Gilbert, so I'm not smashing him, but he said, don't go cross over. He goes, once you cross over, you're gang for life because the minute you try to back up, you're dead. Yeah. So he didn't do that. So
good.
So his appearance, naturally, he could be doing nothing, and if something happened, then he's going to get nailed for it. So his appearance naturally got him into trouble. A prison riot broke out during Cinco de Mayo at the Soledad, and then he ended up in solitary confinement. Facing capital charges and a potential death sentence, but it didn't happen. During that time, he found faith and became a member of the 12-step program, and this all he attended came by accident. But he was in 1969. He was released from custody for the final time and returned to LA after serving 5 years of the 10-year, and that was that last prison sentence that he had.
What year was he?
1969.
Okay. Almost 1970. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he successfully, in his time, I'd noted, he did become clean. That was a huge effort. So he successfully overcame his drug addictions in 2011, and then he'd been sober at the time of this thing for 42 years, and now I think it's like 50 years. Something. Yeah. So. And then while he was in prison, a good thing that he did, there's a couple things that he did. He got his high school GED.
Nice.
And then he loved boxing. So he actually, in here, he had the tri-facility, he won the tri-facility champion at Soledad. And then he was a lightweight and welterweight, which I'm not quite sure what that is. I should have looked that up. Sorry, guys. Welterweight, or you guys comment, let me know what that is. Champion at San Quentin. Okay. So he just didn't sit there and waste his time. He channeled his energy. Good. I did have a picture, but I forgot to print it. He had a real toned physique. He looked a lot different in a way when he was younger. He could still pull that mean look, but at that time he didn't have the acne and the deep lines in that. So he's just more, badass now. So that was that on that. So his career. So prior to his career in film, he actually worked as a labor foreman for the developer of Saul Pick. That contributed to the construction of it was called the Cinnamon Dome, which I don't know where that is. I'll have to look that up.
Is that the Cinerama Dome?
Could be. It said Cinnamon Dome, but I can't look that up at the moment. But he also was a gardener, salesperson, part-time owner of a lawn care company, and then became a substance abuse counselor in 1973, which is very, very cool. And if you hear barking, that's my dog. She's barking at the TV because there's little doggies on it. So he's been active in his career with acting since 1985 till current.
Amazing.
He doesn't plan on retiring. He'll just do whatever until he's not doing it anymore. Like I said, he's done over 135
That's incredible.
movies, which is incredible. So his top 10 are Heat, Muppets Most Wanted, From Dusk to Dawn, Animal Factory, Desperado. Desperado, I think, is that the one that has that beautiful I can't think of her name. You know who I'm talking about. She's beautiful. Machete, Blood In, Blood Out, which was a gangster movie. Sky Kids and the Devil's Respect and Predators. Why can't you think of her name?
I can't think of it either.
It's right on the tip of my tongue. Don't you hate that? So so he began with him accidentally landing an American indie film, Runaway Train, where he played a role of a boxer. And that's why he was picked, because he became, known for that. And then his looks, portraying a boxer. And he was paid $3.20 daily. So he got his name, Machete, from the movie 1993 Machete. So director Rodriguez, he immediately knew that this... Oh, Selma Hayek, thank you. Yes, the beautiful Selma Hayek.
So gorgeous.
So beautiful. He actually... Machete. Machete. Machete.
It's not
Something like that. Machete, I think. Is that it?
Well, no,
guys, let me know. Machete.
Yes, please write to us.
Please let us know. So, the director, Rodriguez, he knew instantly that he wanted Danny for this, because he called him like the Mexican Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Oh, wow.
And so he already knew. So it's like this movie was like written for him. And then also Charles Bronson, because Charles Bronson is another one that has very good looking. And I find Danny attractive. Some people think, are you crazy?
Oh, he's character looking.
He's character, but I find him very attractive. So, and the same with Charles Bronson. I thought Charles Bronson was just very...
Although I would have nightmares after seeing some of their movies, just FYI.
Yeah, I'm going to actually check some of those that are really, really, really scary. The cool fact about, and I thought I had it on here, but I don't see where this is on here, is when he was doing the Rodriguez, and I'm trying to think of what his first name is, he's actually related to him.
Oh, wow.
And they didn't know it until they were working on a movie together.
Yeah.
And then you're like, what? And so
hey,
that
cousin.
was really cool. Hey, cousin. Yeah, exactly. So,
very cute.
Very, very cool. So Danny, he puts out a movie like every year. I mean, and I was going through it. I was expecting to see maybe 50, 60 movies. I was not expecting to see 135. So he's written 12 books. He also owns 7 locations of Trejo's Tacos.
Oh, we gotta go try that.
So that's gonna be a great thing.
I'm gonna try that.
He has Trejo's Cantina, Trejo's Coffee and Donuts in the LA area. Oh. He also opened up his first Trejo Tacos in London this year.
Oh, that is spectacular.
So amazing, amazing. Oh, here it is. Amazing. Robert Rodriguez. So when they were working on Desperado, that's what it was.
That's amazing.
They found out that they were related.
6 degrees of separation, people.
Yeah, very, very, very cool. Kind of a cool thing. Oop, I just hit my microphone. Sorry, people. 2019, he helped there was a wreck of an SUV, a crash, and he saw it, and he helped pull and save a 5-year-old child out of that. He also battled liver cancer in 2010. I also think he had hepatitis at one time. So the cool thing is when you look at someone's life and you see where they start, and you see where they up to and where they go. And right now he's like really passionate about, like, obviously his Trejo's, tacos, that whole thing. He's very passionate about life is what I got from him. Yeah. He learned from the mistakes that he made. That's why he got clean off of drugs. Right. I mean, if you can imagine that guy, like, on heroin, cocaine.
Yeah, that's a tough one to get off of, too.
Heroin, cocaine, and marijuana, excuse me. And just shaking all that back, you know, and then turning it around, channeling that all into the movies he's done. And what's brilliant, into success, what's brilliant, he's taken what someone would say, you know, his character, and he's used it, you know, very well. So he's like, okay, I may not be able to be, I'm trying to think, not Tom Cruise, but like, who's the other pretty boy?
There's so many. I don't know.
Oh my gosh, I'm married to, why am I squirreling today?
Blanking.
I'm blanking.
Yeah, I don't know.
Friend's gal. Married to, him.
Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt. How could, people are like, oh my God, girl, we're not going to watch you because you can't remember Brad Pitt. I have not had enough coffee.
I don't think
so, you know, he's not that. But Brad has a face that he can go either way.
Sure.
And in Danny, he's more that bad character. So he's just taken what the lovely Lord has given him and he's using it. And he actually, he has a lot of tattoos, and these all have meaning for him.
Wow.
And he even has this huge one that shows the Lord that these are his children that are in the back of him.
Oh,
and so that's the daughter, and that's the two boys. Good. And so then he has a lot of other. They all have meaning, and I believe there's something. Selma is on his arm somewhere, something to tie in with them working on that movie together. Yeah,
nice.
And
what a guy! He's had to overcome so many obstacles.
Yeah, and you know, if you were stranded out on the street, he would come over and help you.
We hope.
No, he would. He is.
We would help him too.
Exactly. I you know, so it's the whole image of don't, you know, you could, everybody judges people, but you know, don't judge the book by the cover.
Sure.
Don't push his buttons, because I'm sure, you know, like anybody, we could just but I'm just really proud of him because he overcome all the crap, all the negativity. I didn't go into any detail of like the family and all that, because we'd, you know, be doing like 3-hour podcasts. You guys would get probably maybe bored, but just touching his life and the whole premise about our podcast is positivity and overcoming negative situations. So,
which is not easy to do.
No, and that's why I thought Danny Trejo was the perfect one.
Perfect.
Because he, you know, affiliated with gangs, all the drugs, not a good scene. He was really, it didn't sound like he was very good with women. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then he learned, and now I don't know if he has a current girlfriend, but that's probably why he's remained not being married, because he probably felt like, you know, I was married 4 times, had 2 other, and then plus countless other people, but these are the main people.
Right.
So it just shows you that even out of tragedy, good can come, and we wouldn't have all these great movies.
I know.
That would be
such a good
that would
character.
be so sad. I know.
You're right. He's a good-looking.
He is a good-looking. I mean, look at that. He's older in this picture, and he's still he's still got it.
Yeah.
He's still got it.
Yeah.
So so you know, that would be so fun to go to London and do a podcast from Trejo's Tacos. But I think we're gonna have to start in LA.
Okay, we'll do that. Hey, well, that was really good. Thank you for that story.
Now I know you. Is there anything that you learned about him that you're checking in?
No. Well, I think it's miraculous though that he was cured of cancer, because liver cancer is no joke, and I'm just so grateful that he did recover from that. that struck me.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't go deep into that. Yeah, that's very true, because liver cancer, it's
right. Yeah. It can be very deadly.
Yeah. Anything else did you know about him?
No. I just think he's great. And I saw, it's so weird how you had told me you were going to do him, and then I saw him on an episode, a rerun of Monk.
That is too funny.
And he played a bad boy? Yeah, of course. He was in prison, and, but he was a bad guy, but he was also a good guy.
Yeah.
It was, I was like, oh.
And he maybe back in the day, if I was on the side of the road,
Yeah, maybe he wouldn't have
helped me, and maybe, but but nowadays, I mean, and he's going to be 80 next month. So you change in time. We all start one.
That's right.
Well, most of us change. Start at one point, I'm thinking of the people that are still, incarcerated, but hopefully they will change. True.
Maybe they don't. Who knows? I don't know.
I'm just glad that, he had some, like with, and then we'll go on to those, he almost died of the overdose at 8 and didn't even have a chance to live.
Right.
And then, all the other situations he's been into, with the fighting and all that stuff like that, where he could have been knifed and killed, because prison, especially San Quentin, is one of the most dangerous prisons. Yeah, it's one of the most. You've got to be pretty badass.
A good fighter.
Bad. Well, you got to be badass to like you've done badass stuff to get into San Quentin. So it's
kind of good. I don't know about that.
Yeah, me too. But anyway, you got some quotes I know that are going to tie in.
This ties right in. Everyone makes mistakes in life, but that doesn't mean they have to pay for them the rest of their life.
That's so perfect.
Sometimes good people make bad choices. It doesn't mean they're bad. It means they're human.
Exactly.
And even we make bad choices sometimes, and we shouldn't have to pay for that.
No.
For the rest of our lives, and definitely not him.
Yeah.
And the other one, which I love, when you strive to be a better version of yourself from a place of self-love, not criticism, everything changes. Mm-hmm. And that just means,
very true. Can we repeat that one again?
Yeah, because that kind of means like when you strive to be a better person of a better version of yourself from a place of self-love, not criticism, everything changes. Yeah. Now, there's a running joke with my favorite podcasters that are talking about be a better version of yourself. That's just not what we're saying here. That's not what this is saying. It's saying you want to be the better version of yourself. Yes, it is saying that in that content, but it's saying of love, not of criticism.
Right.
And then things will change for you.
That's very, very true. That's very true.
I think that really speaks.
Yeah, that speaks.
Danny Trejo.
Sorry.
Anyway,
I just love that picture.
If you want to email us, you can email us at coffeeandapodcast, 3 @gmail.com. And we'd love to hear your thoughts.
I would love to hear your thoughts.
Any stories? Maybe you have some Danny stories or anything you want to tell us. So thanks for listening.
Yeah, thank you. I checked this morning. Yeah. No emails yet, people. Okay. So come on. We have 22 followers, so thank you for those 22 followers.
Email us a story or whatever.
Yeah, so we're excited to grow, and then let us know topics again, like you said. So
yeah, sure.
Alrighty, well, on that great note,
texting her now.
Coming through.
Okay.
You guys have a great day and be good to each other.
Be kind.
All right, ciao for now.